What's up, y'all? So this video is about to be super impromptu because I'm literally sitting in the bed like on my phone watching YouTube, and I was like, you know what, let me go on my phone and make a video real fast. One, because I was downstairs talking to like my family and stuff, and it just got me thinking. And then two, because I realized like when I came back to YouTube a couple videos ago, I said that I was gonna do like a life update, but then I decided not to do it. But then I'm thinking like maybe I should, like, cause maybe I'm not the only person going through like the stuff that is going on in my life and things like that. So it might be beneficial for somebody else to hear that, like they're not alone or whatever, you know. So yeah. So the last house update video, so during the last house update video, I think that was before we even moved out of our old house. I think that we had found a house and we put an offer in, they accepted it, and then like we went through the whole process. So we paid for inspection and like all the different tests that you have to pay for the house. So like the Randon test and radon, however you pronounce it, and all that type of stuff. I'm talking about me, my mother, and Chris. So we did all of that stuff, and then we moved out of our house. Our house sold, I forgot the exact day, but it sold in September. But I did vlog the last day that we had to move our stuff out. So I'll go ahead and like insert that clip so y'all can see. Hey y'all, it is September 21st, 9:17 p.m. and it is our last night in the house. Like, the house is empty. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. It's crazy. The kitchen. Show y'all the family room. Empty. I'm gonna turn around and show y'all the other rooms. We got like a little bit stuff left that we going to dump in the dumpster real fast, and the rest of the stuff just going in our cars. We still didn't move into our new house yet. Probably had like 2 weeks left, so show y'all the rest of the rooms. Living room. Annoying Chris. I'm giving a house tour. We are upstairs, and this is the hallway. This is where my room used to be. Yep. So empty. This is the original color of my walls when I first moved here 9 years ago. Closet. Here is my sister's room. This was the original color. She never painted. Yep, original color. This is where my mother's room used to be. Huge, dirty carpet, don't mind that. But this is my mother's old room that we will miss so much. Her walk-in closet. What used to be my father's walk-in closet. Her bathroom. Empty, y'all. It's crazy. Another closet. And another closet area. So. And the last thing is the third floor of my old bathroom. Walk into the third floor, and this is the last room of the house. It's the third floor. So yeah, this is a pretty much bittersweet moment. because we're about to move on to new beginnings and stuff. But this was home for 9 years for us, so it's a big deal. Like, and then like all the stuff you accumulate over 9 years, we had a lot of stuff. We had a lot of memories here. Before my father passed away, he lived here. We all lived here for 2 years before he passed away. Then the rest, it was just me and my mother, my sister until she moved out, and then, you know, then Jaden came along, and so a lot of memories in here. It's crazy, but it's time to say goodbye. It's officially time to say goodbye. So. A lot of memories in this house, but it is officially time to say goodbye. Hopefully y'all continue to follow us on our journey. And that's it. I know I look crazy, but y'all know we've been doing this forever. The process, the moving, and it's just been a lot. But so yeah. Probably the next time I'll see y'all will be in a new house in a few weeks. So until then, peace. But yeah, so yeah, like you just saw, that was the last day in the house, and so we had to get all of our stuff out, and that was September. I think I said the date in the clip. If I did, I'll put it like right here on the bottom of the screen. But that was like September something. And then, so our plan was, the original plan was for us to go and stay with family for 2 weeks, because we were going to be moving into the new house in 2 weeks. So I know I told y'all before, but we were looking for a 2-family house. In the areas we've been looking in, it's just been like so stressful and so hard trying to find exactly what we need in a good area. And then as far as like the house, like how it looked and just whether it needed work or it didn't need work and stuff like that. So that was a process for us, but we thought we found the house. Of course, I said in my last video about the house updates, I said like we did make some sacrifices. Like that house, we didn't have a driveway, we didn't have a garage. It was a big backyard, but it definitely needed like some like housekeeping. Other than that, like the house was good, but it didn't have a finished basement. It did have an attic, which had like 2 finished rooms, and it had a full bathroom up there. So it was like give and take. It was like a give and take. But at that point, we was ready to like find a house. We really wanted to go into a house after we moved out of our last house, but didn't even work out like that because we ended up having to stay with family anyway. So the original plan was to stay with family for 2 weeks, and that soon turned into like 4 weeks, 2 months, and now this is like the third going into the 4th month. I think it was in September, so it's December now. So it's going into the 3rd month, I think. Yeah. So we basically been staying with family, living out of bags for like 2 or 3 months, living out of bags. And then that is also why I decided to start homeschooling Jaden. So I made a video about me like deciding to homeschool him and just do some stuff with him, just so that he won't fall behind when he does start school, because he wasn't able to start school in September. So when we were supposed to move, he would have been able to start school like when school was starting, but since the date kept getting pushed back, it kind of prolonged it, and I just didn't feel like comfortable putting him into school with us, like not in a comfortable situation, like staying at family house and just like stuff like that. So that is why I decided to like start doing like stuff with him at home. So first, me, Chris, and Jaden were together, and then my mother was staying with my sister. But then we were staying at Chris' mother's house. Then me and Jaden left, and now we're staying at my cousin's house, and Chris is still at his mother's house. So at this point, we all like separated. but it's still cool. Like, we still making it work. Now, we did go and look for a house. I forgot the date, but I remember we we've been out looking for houses now for like maybe in the month of November is when we started back looking for houses, and so we was going back and forth looking at houses and we couldn't find nothing. And like, when I tell y'all, it's like, it was horrible. Like, we probably argued every day, all of us collectively, just from being stressed out, like having to stay different places, not being comfortable, not having our own space. And so probably argue. We were like on the verge of just like going to get an apartment and just like giving up this house stuff. But the realtor, she was just like so, what is the word I'm looking for? She was so determined to like find us a house. Like, and then come to find out, like, we moved from our old house in September, and I found out I was pregnant in September. So not to mention going through all this house stuff and thinking we about to get the house and then losing the house, and then me being pregnant, and my first trimester was horrible. So I'm going through all of this and just like, oh my God, it was horrible. I got into a car accident. I rear-ended somebody. Uh, and I honestly, I can't even remember how I did it. Like, I can't remember what happened. And it's just like from stress and stuff like that. So that was that. And then, so yeah, like I said, November is when we started looking for houses again. So I remember the last day, though, we went to see a house and it needed a lot of work, but it had potential. And so at that point, we were just trying to figure out, okay, is it possible? Is it not possible? I'm ready to do this. I'm tired of doing this and that. Like, what we gonna do? So the mortgage people up. I think that's, yeah, we called like the mortgage man up, and we called the realtor. And so we was just with her earlier that day. We called him and was trying to look at the numbers and stuff, and it was just like one thing after another. I was ready to give up. I'm like, you know what, I can't do this no more. Like, throwing my hands up. Like, I'm tired of this process. I'm pregnant as hell. I need somewhere to bring this baby home to in April. I need my son to like be comfortable so that when it's time to start school, he can start. I need to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, I was just over it. And then so the realtor called us. Oh, I think she texted my mother at like 12 a.m. and she sent my mother a house and was like, okay, I like this house. She was like, the house is coming on the market tomorrow. Now this was the a couple hours before texting us that we was all like done. We was like, okay, apartment it is. So she texted us like, I really like this house. I think it will work for you guys. Like, we really need to go see it tomorrow morning. Da 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 da. So we like, I didn't, honestly, when it came to my mother's phone, she tried to show it to me. I didn't even really look at it. Chris looked at it. Me and him had ended up going somewhere that night, so we even rolled by the area and stuff, and it was good. It was cool, quiet. Nobody was out there, so it's like, okay. But I still wasn't like trying to hear it because I wanted 3 bedrooms. It's before I found out I was pregnant, I wanted 3 so that I could have an office. Then when I found out I was pregnant, I wanted 3 bedrooms so that both of the kids could have their own bedrooms. But this place only had 2 bedrooms each. But when we went there, oh my God, we kind of like fell in love with it. Like, it had everything we needed, like finished basement. Everything was just like what we needed, except it had one less bedroom. So, but the bedrooms were big, so I was like, okay, it's big enough to be shared, so we could work with this. Like, kids share bedrooms all the time. So I started like falling in love with it. They was already liking it, and then so we put out. I think we put our offer in the same day we saw it. Like, she literally like sped off and was like, okay, I'm going to put this paperwork together. So we put our offer in the same day we saw it. I don't even think they responded. Then we found out that the house was having an open house. So our realtor like told us like, okay, we all need to go there, like bring all the kids, bring all the family. Like she wanted them to see like this is a family. They really love this house. They really need this house. Blah blah blah. So we all went, and like the realtor, like he shook our hands and he was really nice. And we went looking through the house as if we didn't even see it already. And then I think I think him seeing like all of our face was a good thing, but also our realtor. So we found out that it was 7 offers on the house. So I'll get back to that. We found out it was 7 offers on the house. So we was like kind of like panicking because we was like, okay, we put our offer in first, but it was 7 offers on the house, and this was like 2 days later after we put our offer in, because we put it in the same day we went to see the house. So we put our offer in, and it was like, okay, we have like 7 offers, but on Monday we are letting everybody come back with their highest number, and then we'll decide. So everybody trying, like, we all trying to figure out what number to come back with, discuss numbers with the realtor and stuff. Came back with the number, and it was just like a waiting game after that. So did we find out yesterday or the day before? I think we found out the day before yesterday. So today is Friday, so I think we found out Wednesday. So we were just sitting around like, it's taking so long. And then the seller, one of the sellers that of the house they're in another country, so it's a time difference. So it's like a 6-hour time difference. So like the waiting game was like real, like it was crazy. Finally, the realtor called my mother, and she was like, "You got the house." So my mother called me. I called Chris on 3-way, and I'm just like, "Oh my God, like thank you, Jesus." So, what got our house, we believe, is our story, because the realtor wrote, our realtor wrote a story, like a letter to them, to explaining why we needed the house, why we really wanted the house, and just like everything that was going on, like, you know, my father passing and my mother becoming a widow, and us trying to stick together as a family and things like that. So that was our story, and the man was very religious. So he said like it touched him, the story touched him, and then actually seeing us in person also played a big role. So although when they went back and looked at the offers, they said they had 2 offers that were higher than our offer, but they chose ours. So that was like crazy. I'm like, wow, like I can't believe it. It was nobody but God. Like I know it was nobody but God, because we had been on this house hunting process for a long time coming. It's been a long time, and it was so long we was ready to give up and like try again in a year or 2. But we really wanted this, and God made it work. And so what I keep saying to myself is that I keep thinking about like the process. Like it just made me feel like just going through this whole process, it makes me appreciate what I'm about to receive even more, and not just with the house, but like all the other blessings that I'm about to receive. It makes me appreciate them more because of the process and the things we had to go through along the process, because this has been like a trial. This has been like this has been a lot for us. So I feel like we were supposed to go through the things we went through to finally come to this house. Like from finding a house that we settled on, that we really we liked but we didn't really love, to losing it, to find another house that we really love, and then having offers higher than us but they still accepted us because of our story and things like that. I feel like we had to go through this process, because if we would have went into the first house that we were going to get, we probably would have not appreciated as much as we appreciate this house now, because we would have been moving from one house to the other. But the fact that we had to go through this, like, you really see, and during the process, you really see like who's there for you. You see like who you can live with and who you can't live with. You see like, you just see like a different side of like everything. Like, you really are uncomfortable, and that's life. Like, and now, like, I used to talk about, like, with my businesses and stuff, I used to talk about like, it's no comfort zone. Like, how can you have a business or start a business and have a comfort zone? Like, people are gonna judge you, people are gonna say stuff, but you really can't have a comfort zone in a business, because that comfort zone is what will hold you back. And I definitely feel like I was way out of my element in these past couple of months, just being pregnant, going through everything, and then I was really uncomfortable. And so I feel like God needed us to get real uncomfortable, and he needed to like strip us and like make us like understand, like, just as fast as I can give it to you, I can take it away. And I feel like we learned that lesson, but that was the lesson like he was trying to teach to us. So now that it's in our face again, it's like, wow, I really appreciate it. I really love God, because he got us through this whole like time. It's been a lot, but I'm thankful that I had family that decided to like let us stay with them and stuff like that. I'm just thankful that we finally found a house that's for us, and that we do have an official closing date, which is like sooner than like than I think. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for this baby I'm about to have, because I have somewhere to take it home to. I'm grateful for all the blessings I'm about to receive with my YouTube channel, because I'm about to take it to a whole nother level. I'm grateful for like my business, what it works, because I kind of like put it on a back burner with going through all of this stuff, because it was just so much going on. But like, I feel like now I'm about to really take off. I'm grateful for my mother. I'm grateful for Chris, like, for us being on this journey together. Jaden sticking with us, because he really want to go to school, and I really wanted him to go to school in September. But I feel like now if I put him in there, it's like it's too late. Like, I don't want him to be like, everybody that made their friends and things like that. And I just feel like he could get a fresh start in September. It's not like he needs it, as long as I do stuff with him at home, he'll be good. So with this new house, I'll be able to do all the things that I always wanted to do. So I'll still have my office, he'll still have a playroom, Chris will have his man cave / gym, my mother will have her place. I'll still be able to decorate and do my videos and vlog and show y'all everything, like DIY projects. And I still get to build my bed that I've been talking about for like maybe a year, 6 months to a year now. But the time is officially coming now. And now I got a whole new baby on the way. So it's about to get lit. It's really about to get lit, y'all. But that's really what I wanted to talk about. This video was so like unplanned. But I was like, you know what, let me just go up there, and I'm like, let me just do this video and give them like a real down and dirty life update, because I didn't feel like sitting up in the daytime trying to get good lighting and to do a life update video. I feel like this is what makes you like, what makes people gravitate to you, because I'm just being me. Like, I'm myself. I'm sitting in the bed, Scully on, that I wear all the time on top of this wig when I ain't got it, when I got it fixed the way it needs to be without a hat, and I'm just chilling. So I think that's it. Now y'all know like the life update. So that's what has been going on with our life for the past 3 months, and it's officially like the pieces of the puzzle is officially like getting back together, and I'm so excited. Our closing date is sometime this month, unless it gets pushed back a little bit because of the holidays, which is a possibility. But say a prayer for us. Say a prayer for me. Say a prayer, please. That we get through this process this time around. Nothing happens to like push us back or stop the process at all. And that's it. That's all I got for y'all. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it, turn on your post notifications so you can like see the rest of my uploads that's coming up, because I am about to make a gender reveal video. I'm about to find out the gender on Monday. It's Friday, y'all. I found out the gender on Monday. So expect that video, and that's it. That's all I got for y'all. So